Hey, how's it going? Dan here. Today we're diving into the world of 3D design apps on the iPad. More specifically, the iPad Pro and the Apple Pencil. If you own one of these devices, well that's great, because I'm about to share two of my favourite 3D apps that won't break the bank. Well, not too much anyway. Now, I'm no professional 3D sculptor or designer, but I set out with a few clear goals before testing these apps. I wanted real desktop power. I wanted something that could come close to the capabilities of tools like ZBrush or Fusion 360, even on an iPad. It's a tall order, I know, but I think we're getting pretty close with the apps I'm going to mention in a sec. I want a native iPad experience. I needed a dedicated app that leverages touch gestures and the pressure sensitivity of the Apple Pencil. You'll be surprised how many apps still miss the mark on this. And of course, 3D printing. Everything I design should be exportable to STL or OBJ files. This is so I can print my designs to either share with the community or just express and experiment. So these exported files need to be compatible and print ready. I'm really surprised how well this printed out. First up is Shaper 3D, which is pretty much the iPad equivalent of Fusion 360. It's got touch controls and seamless Apple Pencil integration. It makes technical CAD design a breeze. The app is free to download and use for most of its core features. However, if you need high resolution exports, and you probably will, there's a subscription option too, which bills you once a month. But here's the catch, Shaper 3D exports at a lower resolution, which means you have to pay a subscription to get higher resolutions. Now, this is a bit of a huge downside for me, as if you want to print or export in that higher resolution, you either have to pay $39 a month or a massive $300 a year, which is pretty steep for someone who just wants higher resolution exports. I really think it would benefit the developers if there was some sort of medium tier with an option to export OBJ or STL or even both at a higher resolution at half the monthly or yearly subscription. Just a heads up, the free version of this lets you create up to 2 designs at a time. I even used it to design a replacement part for my Ronin DJI gimbal, which I broke, and I knocked up this design in under an hour, which is pretty good for a beginner, if I do say so myself. I'll definitely be using Shaper 3D for upcoming projects, so keep an eye out for that. Next up is Nomad Sculpt, and honestly, it's probably my all-time favourite app. Priced at $20 with no subscriptions to worry about. This app is a powerhouse for organic 3D modelling and sculpting. It's feature-packed, whether you're into sculpting, layering or importing OBJ files to tweak them on the fly, Nomad Sculpt has you covered. Perfect for those intricate designs where every detail counts. It's got customizable brushes and painting. The app lets you adjust every brush to your liking and even offers in-app painting tools. Plus, it's got dynamic remeshing. One standout feature is the ability to remesh your model on the fly. Adjust the polygon count to fine-tune the quality, whether you need more detail or a leaner design. Designed on the iPad and printed in real life. So cool. Alright, let's put these apps to the test by designing my very own PlayStation controller stand. So because of the limitations of the free version of Shaper 3D, I've kind of been Frankensteining my designs by exporting them into Nomad and remeshing them, giving me higher resolution STLs. I started off in Shaper 3D to nail down the exact measurements for the stand. Since it's a CAD tool, it was the perfect choice to get everything dimensionally accurate right from the start. But of course, Shaper 3D's free version exports at a lower resolution, which meant my model's design needed some fixing. So I brought it into Nomad Sculpt to remesh and refine it. This step added more detail and smoothed out any rough edges, making the design look way more polished. Once I had the base model ready, I went ahead and printed the first couple of prototypes. They came out okay, but I felt like the design was missing something. A personal touch. That's when I decided to add a nameplate to the stand. After a few iterations, by version 4, I had a breakthrough. The nameplate was now a separate piece. This meant I can print in a different colour without needing an AMS for my bamboo printer. A simple yet effective tweak. But I still wasn't completely satisfied. The nameplate attached the stand using 2 small holes, which worked fine, but it felt a little flat. So for version 5, I made one final adjustment. Angling the nameplate at 45 degrees for a better viewing angle from the front. And that little change made all the difference. And there you have it, I had a blast experimenting with these 2 apps to bring my custom controller stand to life. Hopefully this has inspired some of you to give Shaper 3D and Nomad Sculpt a try for your own 3D design projects. And please let me know how you get on in the comments. So my final thoughts. I want to be clear, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. I bought both of these apps and I've been using them on and off over the past year to satisfy my design cravings. If you're excited like me to jump into 3D design on your iPad, I highly recommend checking these apps out. And if you want to support me, I've dropped the links to both the apps and the OniMaster design in the description below for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Happy designing.